So in this video, I will... Are you the kind of procrastinator who procrastinates when you lose grip over your schedule, or when your tasks just keep piling up and result in a feeling of overwhelm, which results in some sort of busyness paralysis? Well, then I've got some good news for you, because I found the holy grail of productivity. Sort of. This solution is so astronomically simple, it's easily overlooked. But I've tried it for 30 days in an attempt to boost my productivity, specifically to become more effective with my time. And I can assure you, it works. I bumped into this video of Peter McKinnon trying this magical to-do list thing for 30 days, and it just seemed too easy not to try. So in this video, I will share some fun facts about... One moment. So in this video, I will share some fun facts about the to-do list, and then I will share my tips and tricks on how to create and use a to-do list in the most effective way. While it's not clear when exactly people started making lists, it is clear why. Philosopher Umberto Eco said that we use lists in order to express ourselves and to make sense of the world around us. So it's a simple way to structure all the information coming in and to feel less overwhelmed. Benjamin Franklin, for example, used lists for self-improvement and to schedule and structure his days. However, a common pitfall of the to-do list is trying to schedule too much at once. Just like not scheduling your tasks at all, this results in feeling overwhelmed, which leads to inaction and thus procrastination. And despite tons of information and tips and tricks, I quickly found that there's not necessarily one right way to do this. It all comes down to figuring out what works best for you. So that's what I did. Because while Peter McKinnon's video urged me to try this method, his recommendation to, his friend's recommendation to do 8 tasks every day, no matter what, didn't really float my boat. And is also kind of contradictory to what Tim Ferriss recommends in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, because he is very keen on prioritizing time and recommends that you basically filter all your to-dos until you're left with only the absolute necessary and important tasks that only you can do. He recommends to outsource the rest. And although I really like this approach, I'm just not sure how feasible it is for me at this point in my life. Especially as a student, a lot of the times there is just shit you have to do whether you like it or not. Therefore, I opted for mixing and matching all my helpful finds to curate my own way for creating the perfect to-do list, which I'm about to share with you right now. First of all, use pen and paper. Why? Because you're more likely to actually do things when they're simply too obvious to ignore. Like a piece of paper with written tasks on it, sitting there right in front of you, waiting for you to take action and cross them off. Which, physically crossing things off is very motivating and extremely satisfying. Okay, when you've got your pen and paper, create different categories for your tasks. Don't create a shit ton, because that kind of defeats the purpose. I will dive more into this in a minute. The main benefit of creating categories, though, is that it will help you prioritize your tasks and therefore your time. Like mentioned before, this is important to avoid trying to do too much at once, resulting in overwhelm and inaction. Once you've got your categories, set a task limit per category. Again, I will circle back to this one in a second. Now for the fun part, writing your to-dos. When doing this, you've got to be hella concrete and always start with a verb to provoke action. Being concrete also means chopping up your bigger and more general projects or activities or tasks into smaller, manageable to-dos. For example, instead of homework, you'd write first draft for economics essay. And it can help to add a time limit to this as well. Alright, now that we've covered the 4 main steps, it's time we dive a little deeper into the categories. And after trial and error, I found that the following 3 are the most effective in terms of prioritizing time: important, urgent, and other. And you can name them however you want, but this is just the general terminology I came up with. And for each category, I recommend setting a task limit of 3. Why? Again, to avoid trying to do too much at once and to maximize your productivity in the sense of prioritizing your time according to the importance of the task. Because if you're not intentional about prioritizing your tasks, you'll find that urgent and other tasks tend to eat up a lot of your time. Of course, I'm not saying you should just throw all your responsibilities out the window, but I am saying you should be aware of how much time you spend on tasks that don't get you closer to your goals. You know, tasks that don't really matter that much in the bigger picture. These tasks do not deserve most of your time. Important tasks do. So by identifying these urgent and other things, you can maximize the time you spend on the things that actually matter, aka your important tasks, which are the things that are in line with your goals. And they can have a deadline, but they don't have to. And urgent things are the tasks that you have to do, but don't necessarily want to do, like homework or filing your taxes. These things always have a deadline. Then lastly, the other category are miscellaneous things that aren't important nor urgent. They don't get you closer to your goals and don't have a strict deadline. It's those things that you simply have to do every now and then, like vacuum cleaning, taking out the trash, watering your plants, cleaning out your closet, or doing groceries. You'll find that these are mainly chores or errands. So that wraps up the category and task limit deep dive. I would highly recommend everyone to give the to-do list a try. And if you do, I would like to share one last bit of advice with you. Please don't beat yourself up when you can't finish all your to-dos. The whole point is to figure out how you can spend your time in the most effective way. It's a learning curve, and this learning curve means there is room for mistakes in terms of time management. So you can learn how to set realistic expectations for yourself. And on that note, I would like to end the video and invite you to join the Generation Procrastination, which is just a nice way of asking you to subscribe to the channel. As always, feel free to leave your naughtiest thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Okay, bye!